Good afternoon and welcome to this another session of Film Talk in Europe on Screen 2022. With me, Noval Yazid, I'm the festival co-director, and we are about to talk with Line Hatland. She is the director of the documentary film Kids Cup. But before we start, allow me to explain the functions of the Zoom webinar. Kindly keep in mind that this webinar session is being recorded and is broadcasted live on YouTube at the moment, and all participants are muted in order to enable the speakers to speak without interruptions. However, we also activate the Q&A box that you can see at the below part of the screen, where you can type your questions that will be answered during the Q&A part of the webinar. The session will be conducted in English. However, if you feel like asking questions in Indonesian, kalau ingin memberikan pertanyaan dalam bahasa Indonesia, silahkan, nanti kami akan terjemahkan dalam bahasa Inggris. Feel free to also ask your questions in Indonesian and then we will translate it into English. And now let's begin our Q&A session. Hello, Lina. I hope I pronounce your name correctly.
You do, absolutely. My name is Lina, and I'm really happy that you'd like to talk to me about film. So I'm very happy to be here.
Well, the pleasure is ours as well, because we really love your film, Kids Cup. In fact, when we started curating the film, I had no idea about the championship existed until I saw your film. And so I wonder, were you aware of this championship before you started making the film? How did you come about with the project?
I live very, very close to the field, so I knew about it. And it was almost like something we take for granted. But it was my daughter, she loves to play football, but she's just, she's not that fantastic. So started thinking about it the first time she was to play against a team from abroad. And I was preparing her for that. I thought, they're coming from far away, they're probably really good, and so on. And so I prepared my daughter that she would lose. And we went up there. And to be quite honest, the other team, they weren't really good. But they were very, very eager. And, it's like when you're really eager and you're not very good. So they got very frustrated. And they got a little bit angry. And they started playing really foul and shouting things. And this was not the behavior I expected from 12-year-old girls. So I got really curious about them. And I thought it was a little bit honest too. And then I got really curious about the tournament and all the kids coming from all over the world and what they expected. What do you expect when you enter a tournament like this? What do you hope for? And when it doesn't go your way, because what do you do then?
I see. And you also captured that moment of frustrations and their desire to interact with others, regardless whether they were competitors in the field, but outside the championship, they were curious about each other. I wonder if this setup is something that you planned before the shoot, or is this something that you picked up along the way while you're filming?
We planned it before because we just had 1 week, 1 week of shooting, and everything is happening at the same time. So we needed to make a plan. And when I spoke to a lot of children about their former experience, they before the tournament, they all wanted to win. But when they talked about it afterwards, then they talked about meeting friends and, sneaking out maybe in the afternoon or sleeping, with everyone in a big school, what you do with friends. So I said, okay, what most of them, they hope to win, but they're not going to do it. And so maybe we can make a film about friendship, like how do you back each other up again? So ask the photographers to wait. Sooner or later, most of these kids are, going to lose. And what do they do that? How do they react? How do they help each other back up? How do they deal with it? That was the basic idea. And to be friends, of course, you have to be friends in order to get that situation. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you filmed for a week in the field, but you also filmed in, excluding Norway, then 5 other cities in different countries.
We
If
filmed
I'm not
in,
mistaken,
yeah, we
China,
filmed
US.
five different places. We filmed in Norway, and I was in China for 3 days. We filmed in Palestine, since this happened at the same time. That was someone else did that. And I was in the United States and filmed a little bit. And then we had a local photographer in Brazil who came by. So
how did you choose this these particular cities and countries? Was it their football skills, or maybe there's personal stories that got you, or were there any other reasons?
Well, we didn't look for the best ones necessarily. We looked for someone good, but since it wasn't really about finding the winner, it was more like we looked for someone who could express their emotions.
Yeah.
So we asked the organizing tournament, who is coming, kind of, and we considered a lot of teams around the world, and we asked if they wanted to take part in a film, and of course, if they were allowed to, if they could film themselves a little bit and send to us, because most kids in the world, they do have cell phones. So we got small from a lot of children. So the Norwegian girl who's in the film, she used to film herself with the ball in the bed in her bedroom. So she said, football means so much to me that I actually sleep with the football in my bedroom.
Yeah.
So that's how, and she talked about that. So that's how we found that it mattered to her, and she was able to express it. Yeah.
And one of my favorite stories is, of course, the Palestinian girl and how she deals with the unrest at home and while she is doing the tournament. These small moments like this, did they share with you prior to the filming, or is they just do it while you're filming them?
Yeah, so we did some setups, like we asked everyone to call home, but we didn't know, of course, we had no idea knowing that what mum would talk about when she shared the news from home. That we didn't do.
Yeah.
So we also get some little surprises. So that was a surprise and then we had to, we have to adjust to that when she's so stressed about the news from home. But that was news.
Yeah. And I also what makes the film enjoyable, of course, is that you jump right away to the event itself. You spend a little time telling the backgrounds of each of these team in different cities, and then you jump right away to the day 1 until the day 6 of the championship, and you crafted the film with the rhythm and the pace of a sports drama. Is this something that you also conceptualized? Because I mean, the editing was great. I mean, the pace is terrific, and our team really enjoyed watching the film. So we kind of wonder if you made this with the idea of like a sport film in mind, with all the ups and downs, highs and lows.
Well, it leads itself, since it's a tournament, it leads itself very easily to that kind of thing. So of course we were thinking about it, but it was also kind of, okay, we're going to follow what the expectation would be, I think, for most kids and grown up watching it, who's going to win. So we need to deal with that. And we marks and the curves and so on. So we knew that now. And I think, for example, I was a bit uncertain about Halidi and Dad. Did Dad feel that he was fairly represented or not? What did Halidi think?
Yeah.
And Halidi said, no, you just, this is just the way we are. This is the essence of our relationship. But what he would like me to, the only thing we discussed with him was that he wanted me to include more goals. You know, I scored more goals. And then I'd say, no, you didn't. Is that what mattered to them? You know, it's important to them. The same thing with Fred's dad. You know, he also can. Well, can you include, you know, that he scored a goal or something? And you know, that was the hard fact that I didn't really. But you know, but because it matched them. I think Anna, I showed her very early on when she misses the penalty, just to see, you know, is this what do you think? How do you deal with this? And she saw it and it's okay. And at the moment, she's actually playing at our national team for girls 17. She's 17 by now. So she's on a good way of being a professional. She played in the European Championship for girls 17 in May. So she has a good chance of becoming a professional. So.
Well, she is very determined, as we can see in the film, like from the very beginning. Yeah. And with this kind of film, it's usually interesting to see what they will be like in the following years when they become adult. Has it ever crossed your mind that you may want to do a follow-up to this later on?
I show the film a lot to kids and they ask me about follow-ups, and then I say that, you know, I'm making documentaries for kids and young people, and I hope that they will make, you know, so I'll say, you can make one, you can do that. I will say that to children. And I mean, because it's like, we need to, a lot of them haven't seen so many documentaries before. So that's my answer when a young person asks me, follow them up, and then say, you do it. You can do it yourself. Come on, that's what we want to see.
Yes, I mean, well, this is besides being a heartwarming documentary, this is also inspiring. It shows that everyone, particularly girls, can also excel in this particular sport that is still dominated by men. And I know that your film has traveled all around the world since it is being premiered in IFI. I wonder if you have had any interesting reactions, some memorable reactions from the audience who have seen the film.
Yeah, it's kind of different, like what you know, it's like everyone has a different favorite character, you know. It's like for example, Anna is very good at football, but she's playing for herself. She's the only one maybe really playing for herself. So when I screened in Italy, I remember they had some issues about like, why isn't she playing for her dad or for her family? And that she, you know, that they really reacted on that. But whereas in Northern Europe, that would be kind of course, she's playing for herself. So that's there are some differences in that. And also some similarities. I know that the Chinese girls in the film, when they watched it, they really like Fred. And it was like, we never met him, but we used to him. So they really liked
it. Well, I mean, he's such a charmer, I would say. Girls are drawn to him.
Yeah, they are from all over the world. So I do not give out his Instagram account.
All right. And so if you could tell us what projects are you working on at the moment after Kids Cup?
I have this, I'm doing developing another film, and it's about memories and how we deal with memories and how they might haunt us, but what we can do with them to make them, you know, to accept them and move on. And so, it has to do with, I'm playing around with memories, especially for young people. Yeah.
I see. So is it going to explore the medical side of the memory or psychological part? If you could share
Psychological
a little bit.
part of it, and it's
Okay.
like how you can change them, how you can change your memories into the stories
Oh,
you
wow.
want to tell about yourself. Techniques for doing that,
Okay.
especially if you have like unpleasant memories, because we all have at some point unpleasant memories, and what can we do to change them? Yeah.
Right. Well, it's intriguing, and I'm already interested. So, I mean, good luck with that. I hope we can see that documentary very soon. And thank you for your time. Before we end this Q&A, we need to take a picture together, and our technical host will guide us on how to do so.
Hello, everyone. Let's do the photo session. I will count to 3. Please look at the camera, show your wrist pose, and smile. 1, 2, and 3. Once again, 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lina.
Thank you for having me.
I mean,
it's an honor.
Well, the pleasure is mine, and we love the film. Thank you for making the film.
Thank you for showing it. Take care.
Yeah, you too. So that was our conversation with Line Hatland. Dia adalah sutradara film dokumenter Kids Cup yang filmnya masih bisa ditonton di festivalscope.com sampai tanggal 30 Juni 2022. Jadi masih ada beberapa hari untuk menonton Kids Cup. Ini salah satu dokumenter favorit saya. It's such a heartwarming, such a fun, and such an inspiring football documentary film. You love it karena filmnya sangat ringan, sangat menyentuh, sangat menghibur. Ada teman saya yang bilang setelah nonton film-film EoS lainnya depresi, sangat menyegarkan sekali nonton Kids Cup. So there you go. Filmnya masih available di festivalscope.com sampai tanggal 30 Juni 2022. Masih ada beberapa sesi film talks lagi hari ini dan besok. So stay tune, tunggu terus pengumuman seputar film talk ini di media sosial Europe On Screen, @EuropeOnScreen di Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Saya Noval Yazid, Festival Co-Director Europe On Screen 2022, signing off. Goodbye.
Come on out. Why? So I can stake you.